Many of us have come from dysfunction, unfortunately, and hardship. And as a result, we are supposed to learn just the most basic and foundational principles for life in that setting, especially years 1 through 4. They essentially set us up for whatever our perspective will consist of moving forward from that point. At that point, every emotion has been expressed. We have also received every emotion available to us at that point in time. So if things are disordered, out of whack, then we are likely to have a perspective and a foundation based on that. And vice versa, if things are functional and we have truth, we have love, we have patience, all of those things present, the fruit of the Spirit essentially present in our home, then our perspective, our well-being, it's entirely different. So as far as humble authority, it's literally placing someone else and their perspective, their experience, considering it and making it a priority over our own. But that doesn't mean we neglect ourselves entirely, because as you mentioned, there is two separate ends when it comes to the spectrum of humility. There's the passive, like everyone else is super important and I neglect myself, or on this other end, it's pride essentially, and it's about me, and my acts represent humility, but my heart is far from humility. I'm getting something out of what I do. And as parents, we tend to flow from one end of the spectrum to the other, as far as like, I'm either doing something for my sake, really investing, sowing in these kids, into my marriage, into these relationships, hoping for, expecting something, but presenting myself as humble, or I am completely foregoing my well-being, my desires, the things that I want, the things that I prefer, and I'm putting everybody else first. And it's a slow death. It's crazy how we get to a point where we look at those people's lives and we celebrate them. Like, most of us have grandmas that are just like these selfless human beings, and there's so much to celebrate about them. But unfortunately, there's a number of them that suffered in ways that they didn't have to, if they had taken a moment to really serve themselves, and maybe their family in ways would be better off, especially when it comes to their daughters, if they had exercised or practiced making themselves a priority and exemplified that. So as far as humble authority is concerned, it's necessary for us, again, to put other people and make them a priority. However, as parents especially, there's a level of authority that we need to exercise in the home for the sake of everyone. If not, then things end up disordered, out of whack. And I bring up my past because this is something that I had to learn slowly and painfully, to be honest, as far as being both humble as well as authoritative in the home.